Good afternoon, everybody. This is Lincoln Kenobi here, and today we have another article. There's two articles that I'm going to have in this video, and this is due to Amazon MGM Studios. One of them is Jennifer Salke, who is the boss of MGM Studios, is claiming that 55 million people engaged in watching Season 2 of Rings of Power. And the other article that we got here, stand by a minute, is going to be Amazon MGM Studios head Jennifer Salke again indicates it could purchase rights to Lord of the Rings from Embracer Group. So it looks like that Lord of the Rings may actually be purchased by Amazon. So, I mean, well, we're going to see what that means. Can't be certain for sure, but we'll know what that means. So I will be talking about this one first, and then we'll get from there. So here we go. Okay, let's see. We got that part right. That's titled. All right. In an interview with Variety, Salke was asked, "How have you found the reaction to Season 2?" She replied, "Obviously very different marketing levels and all of that to Season 1. But that being said, over 55 million people are at this point have engaged since Season 2 launched." Or note, Salke does not claim that the show was viewed 55 million. She claims 55 million people engaged with the show immediately after noting how Season 1 and Season 2 had different marketing levels. So what does engaging with the show actually mean? Does it mean anyone who was served an ad promoting the Rings of Power Season 2? Does it include people who never watched the show but might have watched a YouTube video from Neurotic discussing how terrible the show is? Does it include page impressions on Rings of Power's IMDb page? Nevertheless, Salke continued, and if you look at the long-term trajectory, which is how this company looks at an asset like that, this is a long-term investment in that franchise. She then declared, There is well over 150 million viewers watching and engaging with the show, so I feel real good. I think we all do. The commitment began an even bigger question. If only 55 million people engaged in Season 2, then how are 150 million viewers watching and engaging the show? Is Salke claiming that the show lost nearly 100 million people between Season 1 and Season 2? That could be. It is well documented that the show saw a massive drop-off in viewers in not only the first season, but also between the first and second season. First, it was reported by Kim Masters at Hollywood Reporter in 2023 that the first season saw 63% of individuals who watched part of the show's premiere back in 2022 did not complete the show. I was one of them. I only saw 4 and I stopped. He wrote, while Amazon, like other streamers, provides only limited data, and internally it held information even more closely than usual on the series, sources confirmed that Rings of Power had a 33% domestic completion rate, customers who watched the entire series. For those outside the United States, the completion rate was higher. Masters shared. Overseas, it reached 45%. A 50% completion rate would be a solid but not spectacular result, according to insiders. Following the Season 2 premiere, it was revealed that the show lost nearly 50% of its viewers in the United States from Season 1 premiere. Data tracking from Samba TV reported that the Season 2 premiere was only watched by 902,000 households. So, it had previously reported that the Season 1 premiere was watched by 1.8 million households. That's a 49%, almost 50% decline. Nielsen data also reflected a significant decline in the show's viewership. As noted by ex-user Notes Known, the Season 2 premiere, which considered of 3 episodes, only brought in 1.15 billion 15 minutes watched. In comparison with the Season 1 premiere, which consisted of 2 episodes, brought in 253 billion minutes. It's nearly 20% decline in the total minutes watched. However, if you factor in the runtime of the episodes, The percentage decline looks very similar to Samba TV4 at 43.7%. You get this number by taking the first season's 2 episode premiere, total run time of 132 minutes, and divide the total minutes watched of 1.253 billion by it. This gives you 9.4 million views. If you make a similar calculation for season 2, you take the 1.15 and divide it by the total runtime of 204. That gives you 4.9 views. That's decreasing from 9.4 to 4.9, and that is 47%. Furthermore, Luminate data indicates that the show has seen significant decline over the entirety of the second season. The company reported that season 2 premiere garnered 63.2 million in its first week. However, it only tracked a single day given Rings of Power's release date. In its second week, the firm reported it only garnered 764.7 million minutes watched. By the third week, it declined 372.7 million minutes watched. That is 51% less than the 764.7 million of the second week. It continued its decline in the next week, with Luminate reporting it dropped another 7% to 346.4 million minutes watched. For the September week of 20th to the 26th, it increased to 398.3 million minutes watched, the highest since the premiere. However, it dropped back down to 358.5 million minutes for the first full week of the Pilgrimate episode and the first day of the finale. So, what I think, man, is just that what she's saying is just full of shit. I think she's full of it because, I mean, there's no way, man. Because, and like she said right here, it's like she said right here. She does not claim that the show was viewed by 55 million times. So she doesn't claim it. Right now she's saying here that it was engaged with 55 million people engaged it, but didn't probably fully watch it. Probably half of those people didn't fully watch it. So that could be what it means. So let's get on to the second article and see what is going on with this one. This one I want to know. So, here we go. In an interview with Variety, Salke was asked by KJ Yolsman, Embracer, who's had a rocky 18 months currently on own the majority of Token's IP, could we see a situation in which Amazon potentially acquires the company? Salke replied, "We're always talking about those opportunities, but I don't have anything to share right now." Oh boy. The Embracer Group revealed back in 2023 that it was able to acquire Middle-earth Enterprises at a shockingly low price. The company revealed in its 2022-2023 annual reports the most significant acquisition of these acquisitions is the acquisition of the Middle-earth Enterprises, which own a vast intellectual property catalog, the worldwide rights to motion pictures, video games, board games, merchandising, theme parks, and stage productions, promoting the iconic fantasy literary works, the Lord of the Rings trilogy and The Hobbit by J.R.R. Tolkien, as well as matching rights in over Middle-earth related literary works authorized by the Tolkien estate and HarperCollins, which have yet to be explored. It then shared the consideration for Middle-earth Enterprises acquisition sums up to 4,265 million, where 2,901 million has impacted the cash flow. 4.265 billion Swedish krona converted to around 398.8 million at the time. According to Variety, the rights for the Lord of the Rings were estimated to be worth up to 2 billion. Damn, 2 billion only? Ugh, that ain't good. In fact, it was reported that Amazon spent 250 million just to secure the rights for the Rings of Power. The Abate showrunner J.P. Payne admitted it did not secure the rights to the Silmarillion or Unfinished Tales. He told Vanity Fair, "We have the rights solely to the Fellowship of the Ring, the Two Towers, the Rings of Return of the King, the appendices, and the Hobbit. And that is it. We do not have the rights to the Silmarillion, Unfinished Tales, The History of Middle-earth, or any of those other books. Embracer Group does not appear to be in a very weakened state. The company announced a massive restructuring program in June 2023 after a $2 billion deal collapsed in May. The company CEO Lars Wingefors explained the plan. The program is divided into different phases until March 2024, which focused on cost savings, capital allocation, efficiency, and consolidation. The initial phase, which is initiated immediately, mainly targets cost savings across the group. He continued the next phase, which also starts immediately, will require further analysis to determine specific actions. The last phase was focused on internal consolidation, further resources utilization, and more synergies across the group. The actions for each affected company will be unimplemented by the new interim COO and GCSO in collaboration with each operative group CEO and management teams. Later in the letter, he detailed the actions will include, but not to be limited to, closing or divestments of some studios and the termination of or pausing of some ongoing game development projects. It will also include decreased spending on non-development costs such as overhead and other operating expenses. We will reduce third-party publishing and put greater focus on internal IP and increase external funding of large budget games. The company then sold off Gearbox Entertainment for $460 million to Take-Two Interactive Software Incorporated in March 2024. It also sold off Sabre Interactive to Beacon Interactive for $247 million. Beacon Interactive is controlled by Sabre Interactive's co-founder Matthew Karch, who was also Embracer Group's interim chief operating officer. However, Wingefors noted in April that the company had no plans to sell any more assets. During a questionnaire portion of the press conference discussing the sale of Gearbox Entertainment, he said, "Obviously, we are ending the restructuring program now, end of March, so there's not many days left. And the Gearbox structure process has been part of that restructuring program. Now you know I've been getting approached, and we are getting approached, I would say, if not by the daily, but a weekly basis by companies that would like to acquire certain assets within the group. And I have been very clear that they are not for sale because they are a very important part of the group and the shareholders of the group growing forward." He added, "So that's why we're taking the more difficult route to actually divest business that has a negative cash flow, which is more difficult transactions, but makes the remaining part of Embracer more cash flow generative with a more clear focused strategy into the future." However, later that month, Embracer Group announced it was separating into 3 separate entities: Asmodee, Coffee Stain and Friends, and Middle-earth Enterprises and Friends. Interesting, Middle-earth Enterprises and Friends not only contains The Lord of the Rings, but also Tomb Raider, of which Amazon is working on a live-action TV series as well as a new video game. So right now, Embracer Group it looks like Embracer Group only gave them almost the right, close to the rights of Lord of the Rings, which is the Lord of the Rings trilogy, and The Hobbit, and a couple others, but nothing else. But I mean, if Amazon gets that money amount, man, and they try to purchase Lord of the whole entire Middle Earth mythology, that's it, bro. But the problem is right now, the show has declined a lot. It lost a lot of money. A lot of the fans have left the damn franchise, bro, because they have had enough of what they have been putting into this show, bro. And now they've been twisting it. And, and it just sucks. And like I said, bro, I gave up after the 4th episode in season 1, bro. I was thinking about trying to do a review on it, but I didn't have no time and I was too busy. And I said, you know what? I'm not even going to try it. So I decided not to. So that tells you that I'm not very interested in this show. So that's on them, man. They failed it, man. That's on them. So you guys let me know in the comments below what you guys think. These 2 articles. If you like the video, hit the like button. Share this video. Post a comment below. Let me know what your thoughts are. And if you're new to the channel, please hit that subscribe button for me. Alright, you guys. You guys have a good night. Bye for now.